Margaret Mitchell, Gone with the Wind. April 1861. Tara Plantation, sprawling 25 miles from Atlanta, Georgia. The Tarleton twins, Stuart and Brent, both in love with the charming daughter of Tara's owner, 16-year-old Scarlett, inform her of two news items. First, a war between the North and South is about to begin. Second, Ashley Wilkes will marry Melanie Hamilton, which will be announced tomorrow when a grand reception is held at the Wilkes home. For Scarlett, the news of the impending war is nothing compared to the announcement of Ashley's marriage. The object of admiration for almost all the young men in the county, Scarlett herself loves only Ashley, who she believes is also fond of her. She cannot understand what he found in Melanie, that veritable bluestocking. Scarlett shares her worries with her father, but Gerald O'Hara is convinced that his daughter and Ashley are by no means an ideal match. He admits that, although he feels well towards the young Wilkes, he cannot fully understand him. Yes, Ashley can drink and play poker no worse than other young men, but he does it without soul, as if submitting to prevailing conventions. Ashley is much more attracted to books, music, and paintings, and this puzzles the simple and straightforward Irishman. He honestly tells his daughter that he would be happy to leave her Tara if she married someone else. There are plenty of worthy young men around. Scarlett angrily retorts that she doesn't care about Tara and all this land means absolutely nothing. Her father sharply interrupts her and impresses upon her that there is nothing more important than the land, for it remains forever. Scarlett appears at the reception at the Wilkes. She hopes to talk to Ashley and make him change his mind. Among the guests is a certain Rhett Butler, about whom the most terrible things are told. He was expelled from the West Point Military Academy and then kicked out of his father's house after refusing to marry a girl whom, in general opinion, he had compromised. But Scarlett doesn't care about Butler now. She needs to talk to Ashley. Seizing a moment, she explains herself to him in the library. Alas, her plans come to naught. Ashley is firm in his intention to marry Melanie. He loves Scarlett, but reason prevails over feelings and suggests that Melanie is just like him. They think and look at the world in the same way, and therefore there is hope that their marriage will be happy. Ashley leaves the library. Scarlett is left alone and in a rage throws a vase at the wall above the sofa. To her dismay, it turns out that Rhett Butler was dozing on the sofa, awakened by their explanation with Ashley. He expresses admiration for Scarlett's strength of spirit and determination, and wonders why Ashley Wilkes remained indifferent to her merits. Scarlett slams the door in a fury and departs. Rumors of war are confirmed. Young men gather with weapons in hand to defend the rights of their native South. Ashley and Melanie's wedding is to take place on May 1st. To spite them, Scarlett accepts the courtship of Melanie's shy and unremarkable brother Charles and agrees to become his wife. Their wedding takes place one day before Ashley and Melanie's wedding. 2 months later, Scarlett becomes a widow. Charles dies of pneumonia without ever seeing battle. Scarlett gives birth to a son, Wade. In May 1862, she moves to Atlanta. She is forced to wear mourning and lead the dreary existence of a grieving widow, although her whole nature resists this. But one day, she appears at a charity bazaar to benefit the hospital, where she meets Rhett Butler again. A cynic and mocker, he sees right through her, understands perfectly what motivated her marriage, and this drives her mad. When they collect jewelry to buy medicine, she tears off her wedding ring. Melanie admires her gesture and gives away her own ring. Then Captain Butler buys the right to dance with Scarlett. This throws the local guardians of public morality into disarray. But what can they do? Butler insists, and the hospital needs the money. Butler is tolerated only because he delivers numerous goods to the South, despite the Northerners having established a naval blockade of Southern ports. However, adding fuel to the fire of idle gossip, Butler claims that he does not do this out of patriotism, but for personal gain. He doubts that the Southerners will succeed, and for him, death for the cause of the South is no more glorious than death on the rails under the wheels of a locomotive. Rumors of Scarlett's scandalous behavior reach Tara, and her father comes to Atlanta to take his daughter home. But meeting Captain Butler leads to unexpected consequences. Gerald gets drunk and gambles away all the money that was intended for purchasing the most necessary supplies. This embarrassment forces him to moderate his moral indignation, and Scarlett remains in Atlanta. She occasionally meets with Rhett Butler, whose ironic attitude toward what society reveres as sacred both infuriates and attracts Scarlett, although she still loves Ashley Wilkes.